Hi, I'm Miriam Joy and welcome to my studio. Today we're working on our pool noodle pumpkins, and after the summer was over I saw a lot of orange pool noodles still left in the stores, and of course you can find them at the dollar stores as well or on clearance. So I wanted to kind of figure out something I could do with it, and I actually have a couple of projects, so make sure you check out the other ones. The first thing I wanted to do was figure out about how high I wanted my pumpkin, and I don't want it too high, and I'm going to put my tape on because I can't cut straight. It always seems to come out a little bit crooked, so I'm going to try and get the tape straight first, and then we'll see if I can cut it straight. Doesn't seem that I can put the tape on straight either. We're going to use a serrated knife like you'd use to cut bread, and we're just going to simply saw this off. And this is a great kids project, grandkids, kids, anything like that. It's a lot of fun. So once you've cut it, we'll let them draw the faces on and just continue from there. Now you can use any type of permanent magic markers, and if you wanted to kind of give the pumpkin ridges like a pumpkin would have, then go ahead and just run those down. I'm going to divide this into sixes here, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It should just be a lot of fun, and that's what's important, is to have fun. So I am going to do a little jack-o'-lantern here, and we'll do his eyes. And we'll do them both look in the same direction here. And there are tons of free jack-o'-lantern patterns on the internet. So if you're having any problems trying to figure out what you want, then go there and look at those. When I was a little girl, I loved anything that gave me an excuse to do art. And I always had pull-out eyebrows and ears on my jack-o'-lantern. So that's one thing that I always didn't know, how come they didn't have ears. So I always do that with mine, is put ears and eyebrows on them. Almost kind of like a question mark on the ears. So we're going to do our little nose here. And I'm going to do a little bit of a mouth with a tooth. And for my mouth, I'm going to almost do from end of the eye to the other end of the eye. But however the kids want to make them. The great thing with kids is they're not stuck in our rules yet. You never want to encourage them to get stuck in our rules. Always have their own ideas, because that gets taken away from them so soon. And as an artist, you always want that. So there we have our eyes. And another thing that I did was I used a little bit of silver. You can do this, or you don't have to do this, just to kind of highlight it, give it just a little bit more. I got a booger there. More dimension to it. Kind of give it that sparkle. But that is totally up to you whether you want that or not. And this is just the glitter that you find at the store real inexpensively. These are going to be set on a wood round because these are so lightweight that they will move around on you. So we want to make sure that we have them on a wood round. And we do have these at miriamjoy.com if you are in need of one as well. So just know that we do have them available, or any heavy object that you can place them onto. And I am using a low temp glue gun to glue these on, because a hot temp would melt our plastic. Move this guy just back a little bit, and we'll put a spider or something there. Now for his stem, we're going to use paper twist, and you could use a natural color or you could use a brown color. That's up to you. On these other ones I also used them for the leaves as well, but I didn't quite like how they curled up, so I'm going to be using green burlap for the leaves this time. And you can find the burlap at Dollar Tree right now, or Walmart, or some of the different stores, already colored. Last year I was painting it, so we're going to kind of make these around where they go around all the way, and I'm going to trim the top off. You can make these as high as you want to or as short and stocky as you want to. So we're going to go ahead and glue this guy a little bit here. And once I get that kind of glued, we're just going to do this guy nice and tight. And I'm probably going to cut him right about there. And like I said, if you want him short and stubby, fat, however you would cut your pumpkin stem, that's totally up to you. I'm going to do the leaves, and if you do them at an angle out of your burlap ribbon, you don't hardly waste anything. So we're going to flip this over, and you can do 2 or 3, that's up to you. Do one on each side and one on the back if you want to. Another thing with getting the burlap ribbon is sometimes you can get it where it's stiffer and it has more stiffness to it, I guess. So we only made a mess out of that little bit of that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it to my stem just a little bit on each side so it comes up just a tad. And then it'll hang over the edges, and then we're going to glue it in the center. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue. Remember, low temp, otherwise you'd be melting your plastic. We're going to stick this guy right in the center. You don't want your leaves so big that they're covering up the rest of your pumpkin, so make sure of that. You also could use for your leaves, the leaves that come in the packs like that, and you could cut them to shapes that you wanted if you didn't like those shapes, or use those shapes. There's no right or wrong. One of my other things I like to do is put some darker green glitter right in the center of the leaves, just to give it again that sparkle. And I like a little bit of twist. This is just the floral wire. You can use any color you want, gold, silver, and that I pick up at my Dollar Tree. You probably could find that at other stores. And I'm going to use a little bit of my berries on the string just to give it that extra little brightness. I think it also really kind of makes the piece so play with that. Another thing you could add in there is a little bit of a raffia bow. And I was thinking about doing a couple of these on the bottom as well, and adding a spider down here just to kind of give this something at our bottom here. You don't want to cover up the face very much, so kind of make sure of that. And I think I'm going to use the purple spider. These are just the rings that you buy real inexpensively at any of the stores. And put him on there. Isn't that fun? And the cost to him is relatively inexpensive. And you can sit down and do that with a bunch of the kids and have fun Halloween decorations for your table or wherever you want to put them. Thank you so much for joining me today. Come on over and check out all the fun things we're doing at Miriam Joy's Waxy Crafty Corner, where I try to put up the current craft project with the videos so that you are always constantly having something fun and new, especially doing Halloween. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can continue to grow. God bless.